Start. Hey everyone, let me know when you can see me and hear me. Oh no, a commercial. I turn that off. Sharon saw you.
Hello.
Hey Terry. Hi Mako. Oh, it's Michael. Sorry, I always mispronounce it. I look young? Oh. I'm going to be 40 this year. Can you believe it? Oh. Hey, Deb. So Jack's here. He just wanted to come down and say hi because, you know, that's how he is.
Lemon's lemonade. Her screen is still black.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
We got to let Lemons know that she may have to refresh the screen. It's that little semi-arrow at the bottom of the video screen. So, anyway, I'm just getting started and I'm just getting logged on and saying hello. Jack, you going up to do homework? Okay, go close the door when you're... He just wanted to say hi quick. Wish he had talked because his voice has gotten really deep. So, everyone, thanks for coming and thanks for joining us tonight on Live with Prima. Tonight we're going to work on a canvas album and the new Doodle Do collection, which is our mid-release from the past month or so, and it's so fun and funky and pretty and sweet, and we're going to color some canvas and work with these embellishments and pieces from the line, and I think you guys are really going to like it. It's a brighter line, but it's kind of funky and whimsical. It's really fun. Yeah, it's a great line. And we're going to play with some paints and some gelatos and spray a little bit and play with some Prima goodies. And, you know, hopefully have fun. I just hope you guys have fun. So really quickly, also, I just have a couple of quick announcements that I'd like to talk about. We have some important things that we're doing on Prima or Prima's involved in, and one of them is called it's a charity group that we've joined and partnered with, and it's called Second Chance with Saving Grace, and it's a nonprofit organization that raises money for animals and children. And what Prima's doing is they are donating like tons of scrapbook goodies to any stores in the U.S. that want to participate. So basically, if you know they decide to hold the crop, we are sending them like, I don't even know, like 250 sheets of paper, bling, those huge bags of flowers, all kinds of awesome stuff to scrapbook with. So if you go to a crop that just, you know, at a store that decides to do it, you'll have like everything there to play with and make, and anything that you pay for the crop will go straight to the charity, which is cool. And all of the information about the charity and how we're working this, and Dr. Diane Dyke, who's the founder of the group, the charity group, and she's a wonderful, wonderful woman, very, very sweet, and she is so thankful that we're willing to help out. So, you know, if you have local stores around and you want to get involved, you know, ask them. We've sent emails out, but, you know, they're more than welcome to contact us and come to us and say, hey, we want to participate or sign up. If you know of a store that's having one, go to the crop, and whatever you pay for the crop is going to be donated. So it's really, really cool. You know, I'm going to attend one at my local store too. There's actually two that I could attend, one in Buffalo and one here in central New York. It's in Bridgeport. So I'm going to try to go to both and play around. And the second announcement I wanted to tell you guys about was Sharon and I are once again going to be traveling together. I know, poor Sharon. I know, I feel sorry for her. We're going to be traveling to Brazil. And the tour, it's our first Prima tour in South America. It's really awesome. And the Prima tour starts in August 26th, and goes until, let me just check here. Yeah, September 4th. So we're going to be going all over. We're going to, I know, my Spanish is horrible, so bear with me. Belo Horizonte, Brasilia, Rio de Janeiro, Fortaleza, and Sao Paulo. I don't know. I may not have said them right, but I tried. So we're going to all those different places, teaching for a couple days at a time. And I'm really excited to go because, you know, it's going to be fun. So, like I said, poor Sharon, she's got to put up with me. Okay, so those are my announcements for the night. I'm sorry I had to get them out of the way. And now I'll pan down and I'll show you what I'll be working with tonight, and we'll start having some fun, okay? And Sharon has Sharon can text me if you guys have questions and you can't get my attention. If you have questions about anything I'm using and what the heck I'm doing on here. So please feel free to ask, and I always just try to take a quick look at the chat every once in a while to see if you guys have any questions also. So I'll put this aside for now, and here's what we're working with. We're working with a 4x6 canvas album. And what's really cool about this is it's not huge, it's not overwhelming. This is a great way to start if you wanted to play around with canvas and kind of, you know, get your hands dirty. And inside you have clear pages, and they're really sweet. They have the cute little orange stitching along the side. And then you have 5 canvas pages, which also have stitching, and they're in light blue. And as you can see, you can untie the inside and totally remove it. And set your pages aside so that you can work on your cover uninterrupted. And it does go pretty flat. So this is basically a great way to, you know, like I said, play with canvas and get started, and it's really nice. Okay, so on my original one, I used acrylic paints. And basically what I did is I just took a few different colors and blended them together. But tonight I wanted to do something a little bit different for you guys. We're doing this partnership with Faber Castell, and they have these wonderful little products called Gelatos. And Gelatos, these remind me of like chapsticks in a way, because that's what they look like. And they're really awesome, like little sticks, and you look at, you just twist it up. And it's like a crayon. It's kind of waxy. It's almost like an oil pastel, I want to say. I've never really gotten a clear definition of exactly what the stick is, but that's what it kind of reminds me of, all right? And what's great about these is that you can just apply them straight up like that. And you can blend colors, and it reacts to water, and they're just so fun. So I thought I'd give you guys a little how-to on those. I'm going to just adjust the camera. Sorry. Earthquake. Okay, there we go. Okay, so like I said, I'm just going to blend colors and play with this a little bit. I'm not going to use black right now, and I'm not going to use the blue right now. So I'm going to kind of stick with all the warm tones, and it doesn't really matter if you start with like a darker or a lighter. They blend really well, so it's really kind of foolproof. Okay, so I'm just going to open that sucker up, and I'm just going to start like kind of drawing on it. Now you can see it doesn't look like much, right? It's kind of messy, but you're going to put color where you want the darker shades. So I think I want like some of the darker shades in the corners, and I can take the orange next and go right over that red and just kind of do another layer. Now, it doesn't matter if I don't apply enough now. I can always reapply more as I go, so that's not a concern. I'm going over the red in some parts and adding a little bit more orange. See, this is like Brian, as if Brian did this, my 10-year-old. He would love this. Now I'm going to grab the light pink. And the light pink, I'm just going to kind of fill in where I want some color. And the pink I can kind of, ooh, I need a little more color. The pink I can kind of go over the orange and the red also. And it's not going to matter because I'm going to end up kind of drawing all these colors together with some water and have them react and make them all blend. Okay, so there you go. There's my book. I'm done. I'm such a goof. Okay, so now I'm going to take my water mister, and I'm just going to add some squirts, okay? And now I'm just going to take my finger or my hand, now that it's wet, and I'm just going to start rubbing it into that canvas, okay? Sometimes your finger is the best tool, and this is helping me just kind of blend it into those little crevices and areas, Okay, these gelatos come in sets, so you can get, you know, all the reds together with the pinks. You can get the oranges and the yellows. Sometimes they'll come with, I don't know, like a blue, red, and green combo too. So they're really kind of fun. And I know this looks bright and like, whoa, you know, but trust me, when it dries, it's going to be a little bit lighter. And I have some pages that I kind of did earlier, and I just wanted to show you what they look like dry. So what I would do with this is I can take my heat gun to it, or I can just kind of let it air dry. It doesn't matter. But this is almost like finger painting, you know, and I'm just kind of going in and really kind of working it in. Now, if I feel like I have too much red and too much orange, I can go back in with the pink. Okay, well, I keep saying that, but then my poor pink, it's getting well used. And I can go back in and add a little bit more pink to just tone that down a little bit. And I don't need to add any more water because there's plenty of water on here. I probably actually added too much. Okay, I'm going to really work that all into the canvas. And you can see how nice and soft this looks once you blend it. And it was so easy. So isn't it pretty? So I chose these colors because the colors that match the Doodle Do collection, which I will show you in just a minute. But I wanted to kind of get this started. And maybe by some stroke of luck, it may dry by the end of the show. I don't know. It's okay. Because really we're kind of working with techniques here, right? So I can even re-wet this near the binding and bring that color over. So you can keep using it. Now, the more that you pull the color out, the lighter it's going to be when it dries. So that's okay. I mean, it's totally up to you. And it's all relative. It just depends on how much color you want. Obviously, you don't need a lot if you want more of a pastel range. I think that once it dries, it always dries lighter, you know, kind of like paint does, right? Oh, geez. Am I competing with Idol tonight? Oh, boy. There's just no competition there. Or, you know, pretty awesome show everybody likes to watch. And as you can see, I can also add just a little bit of color as I go and kind of lighten and darken and shade it all in too. So you certainly don't need to add all the color like I did in the very beginning. And you can see how that's like just really working its way like magic. And then I can add a little more, going over colors, just blending, just making a mess. But this is going really, really fast. So I hope that, like, I know I did some ATCs on my blog. We did a Faber Castell Prima blog hop the other day. And, you know, we asked everybody to visit all the blogs for everyone that participated. And on my blog, I did some canvas ATCs. And I did this is basically the technique I did on the ATCs. So, because I figured, oh my gosh, you know, I kind of showed everybody, but I didn't really, you know, show everybody. So this is kind of my way of putting it out there and sharing it with you and how I did it. Now, there is a ribbon that goes around the edge of the album. That's taking the color on too, so that's not an issue at all. And actually, sometimes when you have two different kinds of, what do I want to say, surfaces that you're coloring, sometimes like a ribbon will take on a different color tone than the canvas. But that's not the case with this album. You're going to get straight up what you want. What you see on the canvas is what you're going to get on the album, which I think is really important, especially if you want it all to blend and look consistent. You know, it's all up to you. So, yeah, this is getting quite saturated. So something like this, I may dry overnight. Like kind of start it at night and let it dry and then go back to it tomorrow when it's completely dry. Unless I don't have the patience, I guess I could sit there with a heat gun, but sometimes that's just kind of like, it'll take forever. I guess if you have that kind of time, it doesn't matter. Okay, and I love that this album is totally flat. It was so easy for me just to start adding color to and start working on. And canvas takes a beating, so with me rubbing the colors in like this, it's not a problem. Now you can see I didn't add as much of the red, as much as the, you know, the vibrant colors like I did on the cover, and I just kind of wanted to show you the difference between the two. Okay, so you've got your really rich tones where I added a lot, and then you can go to pastel. So I wanted to be able to show that as well. And I can darken it up, even though it's wet. Now, yeah, you can travel with these and take them anywhere you want, but basically there it is. And then I can just do the inside the same exact way, or I can choose maybe a different color palette. Like maybe, I don't know if you guys don't mind, I think for the inside, because in this collection, there's also like a really pretty blue. And I'm going to take this light blue color here and just kind of add it. So I think I want the whole inside to be blue. I know, this seems like kind of a crazy dark blue, but I'll show you in a second. I have a page that I did earlier, and it's completely dry. And I will show you exactly how it's going to look. And it does dry much, much, much lighter. So do you guys kind of get the gist of this so far? Yeah, your fingers will not be stained like they would if you were working with like a dye ink spray, you know, or some kind of pigment ink. Like, look at my fingers. Nothing. So this is something you can do the same day that you're going to go out to dinner with some friends. Okay. These are just little sticks of fun. And I'm really encouraging you guys to kind of find some and try some. I was at, where was I? I was at Hobby Lobby today, and I saw that they did have some gelatos, but the only set I saw was black and white. So I don't know if some Hobby Lobbies carry different colors or, you know, different things like that, but perhaps. But that's all I saw at ours. So maybe they have more. They just were out or something. Okay, I'm putting the tops back on. I don't really need to. Okay, so I'm going to just set this aside and let it dry. And I'll go back to the other side later and do the blue. But I just kind of wanted you to see the blue worked on the inside. Okay, so this is going to be a really pretty album once it's dry. I'm just going to wipe off my space here. Knock all my gelatos all over. Okay, so here's what the blue looks like dry, and I obviously added more of a concentrated look here down at the bottom and around the page, but it's fairly light. And I did the same thing that I showed you on the cover, and then here I just used the orange and the pinks. So you can see how much lighter they are when they dry. Not a lot lighter, but lighter. Like here's the blue. I don't know, does it look lighter? Maybe a little. And here's like the cover, and this is kind of the same color combination, but not as much. Okay, so I hope you like that. That was kind of fun, and I'll be playing more with them in a minute, but I wanted to just show you what else we'll be using for now. Hold on, I gotta adjust my camera. This camera is just bugging me tonight. It's like it keeps moving on its own or something. Oh, here we go. Okay. So here's the Doodle Do collection. And like I said, this is a really bright, fun, funky collection. This one is called Doodle Bits. So it has lots of pretty cutouts that you can use as embellishments or extras for your layouts and mini books. And it's got like sweet little punches, like circles you can punch out with a circle punch. And then the other side is just like some fun, whimsical flowers with an orange background. Very nice. Okay, and the next one we have is, oh, it's just a hot pink. How about that? That's boring. Here we go. Here are the cute flowers. We have some black and red and blue flowers. And these, again, you could cut out. You could fussy cut these and kind of use them in your flower clusters. I think that would be really fun. This is really pretty blue, light blue page with some little scattering of leaves and little whimsical flowers. And then on the other side, oh, this is so sweet. You have kind of all those fun things going at the side of the page, and this is kind of like ledger paper background. So this is really cute. This would be really cute for a layout. I love it. This is a really cool, like mustardy, bright yellow, and it really adds like pop to the whole line. It just really does. And then the other side is black with some cute little doodles that go up and down the page. This one's called Doodle Up. Oh, I haven't been telling you what the names are. This was Lucky Charms. That's Sharon's favorite cereal. So you know. She thinks they're magically delicious. This one is called One Up. I don't know why. I don't know where they came up with that. Okay, and then, oh, this is one of my favorites. So this has like little tiny type alpha all over the background, and it's that light blue, and the little alphas are like in all the matching colors of the line. And then this side, again, more fun, whimsical things to cut out. So that's cool. Orange background with some really fun little button flowers is what they look like. And then the other side, oh, this would be another great layout page. So this has a really beautiful little, I don't know, little phrase that just goes all the way around the page so you can put your photos and everything in the center. And you can even cut this out and have kind of like a, you know, rounded corner layout. So that would be really, really cute too. Okay, and yep, I should use it. And this, oh, this is so cute. This has got this pink background with all these cute little hibiscus-like flowers. Very cute. And more words and fun little phrases. So you like could cut these words out if you wanted to and use them as, you know, part of your title or part of your journaling for a page. These are kind of fun. Oh, and more whimsical flowers. And this, oh, what was that one called? Alpha Bites. I don't know why it's called Alpha Bites. Oh, because you can cut out Alpha Bites, I guess. That's another cereal that Sharon likes. Okay. Oh, that's Alphabets. This one is called All Overs. Now, I didn't originally list this with what I was going to be working with tonight, but I figured I'd just show you all the papers in the line because there's 8. And again, more fun, whimsical, like just really cute papers. We also have some coordinating embellishments. We have a cute little stamp set that has words on it and matching little, look at that little bird. He's so cute. Can you see him? It is so beautiful in person. This is a lot prettier. And then we have some doodle charms. These are the little trinkets, and they have little, you know, a little bird and little flower and words inside. And then, of course, we have our matching embellishment, our matching chipboard pieces. And there's 24 pieces in here. And just so you know, because I take this for granted, there's adhesive on the back of these. So if you're starting to work with these and you don't peel off the back, you know, it might come off. I don't know, but I just assume people know it, but then they don't. So these have adhesive so you can stick them down to your projects. We also have some wood tickets. And in the wood tickets, you know, obviously we have the wood tickets, but we also have these cute little banners with little words on them too. So we'll play with those tonight as well. And some bling that goes with the Doodle Do line. You gotta have bling, swirly bling. Oh, these are some leaves I was gonna play with also. These are some felt leaves that have some stitching and little bits of beading on them. Really, really cute. Then we have some of the coordinating flowers. These are, oh, the Melisse flowers, which you can see I've used some, but there are 12 of these little guys you get in a pack, and all different colors and match the line. And we got some wood buttons. These are fun. 18 of these in a pack. Awesome. Let's see. Oh, we got poppies. We've got some Donna Downey sculptured poppy flowers. This one's a stray. He's not supposed to be on there. He must have come off something else. And there's 18 of those guys. Oh, more bling. I don't think I listed as much bling, but hey, well, let's just go with it. Lady Godiva's Raspberry Ice. So this kind of matches some of the blues. And then I'm going to work with some of the darker aquas to just accent the blues in the papers. And I'm going to do that with these as well. These are our felt flowers. They're very dimensional and fun, and they come with leaves on them and centers. And these are called, yes, Hermosa teal. I know, I'm showing you guys a lot. I'm trying to get through this fast so I can stop talking and just play. This one is Marcel, so some black and gray flowers in there. And then we also have a pack of journal cards, which come with every line. And you get 30 of these. So you get a ton. So wouldn't these be great if you had to make a bunch of cards? I just think journal cards are so versatile. And even also, like, you could make mini books with these. Because, I mean, the back sides are white. You know, you could color them or spray them and make them pretty. So we're going to be playing with these also. All right. I think that's it. Oh yeah, I have also some bigger flowers that come with Doodle Do, and these are, I think, the Venettas. Maybe Sharon can correct me if I'm wrong, but these bigger flowers come in a pack of, I think, 5 or 6, and they all match the line too. Okay, so enough of talking. Let's start playing. I know I got a lot of crap here. Got a lot of stuff to play with. All right. So one thing I like to do on my pages is stamp. You can definitely stamp on the canvas, and I wanted to show you that you can stamp with the Gelatos. So here's a page that's all finished in the blue, and I actually grabbed my large swirl stamp, which I did not show you just now, but I love this stamp. It's kind of my favorite. What's cool is it's large enough for a layout, but you can also just use pieces of it for smaller projects, just to add a little bit of whimsy and a little bit of interest. So what I wanted to show you was that on this blue piece, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start applying that gelato right to the foam stamp. And I'm not going to do the whole stamp. I'm just going to do parts of it because I don't need to do all of it. All right, too fun. So I want to make sure I cover up all that dark area. And I know I've got even coverage, and I didn't really have to press down very hard, just a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to give it a couple little squirts with water just to activate it a little bit. And I think I'm going to do it just in this corner here. And now I just like to press on all the areas, not too hard, but I like to make sure that it's touched down. And you are stamping on something soft, so you have to make sure that it will do that. Oh, I hope this worked. Oh yeah, it did. So see, we have a really pretty orange little swirl that will come out at the corner of our page. And if we want to also, you can add a little bit of water to it even after it's been stamped, and it'll kind of wick into the canvas. So if it looked a little drier than you wanted more watercolor look, that's all you have to do. And it reacted to the water, and now I can just zap it dry, and it's done. Like, how fun is that, right? And then we can just start playing. I took these stamps with me to, I think we used these in Australia for the mini book project that I made. There we go. Okay. So let's see. It's a little moist. Maybe I'll just zap it dry real quick. Oh gosh. I'm sorry. I'm an enabler. I'm gonna make you want gelatos and canvas and flowers. They're very inexpensive. No room in your space. These don't take up much room. You guys are so sweet. Okay. So now what I could do is I could take one of the journal cards. Let's see what I got in here. Got this cute little birdie one. And maybe I don't want to cover up like the whole swirl. I noticed that I do, well, let's see. Maybe I can even turn the page around. Ho ho. How about that? So I can even have, I can just re-punch through this, but I can even have the journal card kind of fold over the side. and add it like that. But I don't know, I'm like looking at, that's kind of fun. This is kind of fun, but that's too plain. That's too much. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna go with my little birdies. All right, so I'm just gonna add some Fabri-Tac to the back. Fabri-Tac or Helmar 450, whatever you prefer. I like to use a fabric glue when I'm working with the canvas or anything that's gonna move, because this glue, once it dries, it stays relatively flexible. And oh, that one's not squeezing out, and I just don't have the patience for it right now. It stays flexible, so when someone's moving your album and or flipping through it, things aren't going to pop off. Okay, I just don't think glue dots are strong enough to handle fabric, but they might. It depends. But that's just, you know, that's just my preference. So far it's looking pretty cute. Now, I'm just gonna, hold on, I just gotta scoop up my 30 journal cards here that I've got. Set those aside for just a second. And let's see, I can start adding some flowers. So, oh no, my pearl just popped off. No worries, I got my Fabri-Tac right here. Just put it right back. There we go. So I can actually either just journal this page, or I can put my photos put a photo like right here, and use the journal card as kind of a frame for the photo. And now I can start building just, you know, a little cluster over here around the birds. And I'll grab some different colors. I can go with like a little bit of a darker blue just to kind of make it pop a little bit. And let's see. Of course, I got to add a little bit of orange because I already did. Okay. So I'm just starting with the largest flower. I'm adding some little guys around him. I'm pretty happy with those flower choices. And I only put glue in the very center back of the flower, as you know, because I like to be able to tuck things in around it. If you add glue to the entire back of the flower, then you're committed, and you may not be able to add something else later. You know, there's no way you can lift up, and you know what I'm saying. All right, so now for some leaves. Let's add a couple leaves. Let's add a little bit of green here. I like the color combination of this Cricoline. But you know what? A little bit of this earthy green really makes it pop even more. So sometimes if you're like within the same color range, like the earth tones, and say this line is bright, but it's also earth tony, it's hard to kind of explain. But basically, you can add like a color that will complement it and be able to get away with it. So I really like these greens, and I think they match really well. I'm going to try to tuck that guy under there. He may be a little big for this, but I don't care. I'm just having fun. All right, and so also you could take something like the poppy flowers, the little sculpture flowers, and now you could add these guys to the cluster just to add another texture, another look, a little bit more interest, and you know, any ones that you want, any size, any color. The red will work. The red really looks cute. And I do put a little extra glue on each thing, even if it does have a little sticky on the back, because again, I want to make sure that it stays where I put it. So there is adhesive on the back of these as well. All right. Sorry, I'm doing this upside down, so I hope it's looking okay. It's looking all right. I'm so funny. I'm so full of it. I had a Pepsi, so I'm like really talkative right now and really kind of full of it. Yeah. Kind of like Drew with his, I don't know, what does he drink? That Monster stuff, whatever, the energy drinks. I don't know what he has, but he gets going. So, and that does not bother me that this guy is kind of off the page a little bit. And I'll tell you why. Once it's in the album, there's actually room in this album, so if something is off the page a little bit, you're still safe. Like you're still within the realm of the cover. Okay. And I don't know, I think I could add another little red guy up here. So, you know, I could probably play with this all day. This is what I do. I just like to, you know, keep messing around with the flowers and keep adding and taking away and just trying different things. But, you know, I'm covering up my swirl too. So I don't want to do that entirely because I like the swirl. I think it's cute. Okay, so that gives you an idea of basically how you can stamp with it, use a journal card. I can put a photo right here, maybe add a little title up here, and, you know, maybe I'll move my leaf over. I don't know. You know, like I said, it's just all relative. It's all, you know, how you like it to look. And I actually might add, what the heck else do I have here? Oh, I have like these cute little wooden tickets with these little banners. So maybe I could add, I could tuck in another little wooden ticket up here. I don't know, something. But I'll play around with it and I'll see. Maybe even like a little charm or a button. Oh my gosh, we have so many choices. And this is how the mess is created. So yeah, so see, I could add him right there. He's stinking cute, so I'm going to do that. If I want to balance it even more, I have like, there's like not only buttons, but like little flower images in here too. And so you can add those as well. So you've got like kind of a nice little balance of wood and sculpture flowers and leaves, and you've got all kinds of things going on, but they all work. Okay, so then it's ready for my photo. And that was like a really simple way to just kind of add elements to a page. All right. Okay, now we're going to move on to another cool technique I wanted to show you. All right, so this one's already dry, but I'm going to go over it right now with you. What I did is I was playing around with some gesso, and gesso is basically a flat primer paint that will get any kind of surface ready for some art medium. So say if you're working with canvas and you don't want all of, you know, you want to prime the canvas, it's raw, and you know, you don't want all of your art medium to soak into the canvas, you want it to kind of stay on top. That's what gesso will do. And it's also going to add a little more tooth to your surface that you're working on. So let's see here. I know I grabbed a little, yeah, here it is. So here I have Liquitex gesso, but really I use all kinds. Like I use the Studio Gesso by Claudine Helmuth from Ranger, and I use golden gesso. So it, you know, I don't know, you just kind of got to play around and see what you like. I don't know how I ended up with this type of gesso, but I did. All right, so I'm gonna grab another page here. Show you guys. So here's just a Prima mask that I have, and all I did was I wanted to lay it out. I'm just gonna lay out on part of my canvas. I'm gonna dab my brush right into the gesso, and I'm just going to kind of tap that on there. Now I don't go full force with the gesso on my brush, like I do tap some of that off, okay? But I'm really trying to hold that down and just kind of dab as I go. Like you don't want to glob it on because then it'll deform the mask image that you're trying to get, right? And we don't want that. No, we don't. So this is a really kind of a friendly art medium to use. And you just want to peel it up to expose the design. And typically if I have like a smaller mask like this that I'm trying to, you know, I got to use in pieces, what I'll do is I'll line it up, the last line of where it is. I'll just line up that last, you know, with the next one. So I can see it. I can see where I left off. So then I can just start going in again and just kind of adding more gesso. You know, another cool thing is you could do this with acrylic paint. But for this, I wanted to show you a cool technique. So, but you could do this with acrylic paint as long as it's not too drippy. You make your brush kind of dry. So you're basically dry brushing it on, just pouncing. Kind of like a stencil, you know, back in the 80s when your mom used to put like, I don't know, ducks on the wall. Remember those geese or whatever, and the blue bows, and oh gosh, those were all over my mom's house. And I was like, oh, whatever. But she loved it. She had so much fun. So I could keep going, but I'm going to stop because I think you get the idea. So no globbing, just kind of dry brush it on, pounce it, and try not to go underneath the masked image too much. So let's fast forward. I gotta clean my area. This is where I get in trouble. I'll have gesso all over everything. So let's fast forward to our dried gesso and our canvas piece. So now what I'm going to do is take, this is, don't laugh, this is apple glimmer mist. Apple is like a green, like kind of a lettucey green, and my bottle got all clogged, so I put it in my Ranger Mister bottle to get it to work. And it works awesome. So now I'm just going to go ahead and spray right over the gesso. So the resist is actually the gesso, right? It's going to come out a lighter color. It's just going to resist some of that spray I just added. Sorry. And you can see the difference. So it's not a complete resist, but if I sprayed it like that and I went over it with a paper towel, I can remove some of that color over the gesso so it'll be even brighter. But it's just a really cool technique, and you don't have to dab it off with the towel. You can leave it because it's definitely, you definitely get the contrast. Very cool, huh, guys? Yeah, you got to try Prima masks. All of our masks are so pretty and fun, and it's like, this is like instant. Oh, great. Yeah. So again, I went with the green because I think that the green would work well with the colors of this paper and this line. And I think I'm just going to kind of let it dry for now before I start decorating it. But you can, you know, my pages are starting to come together, and there's some really cool, fun things, you know, that are starting to appear in here. Okay, so now what do I want to do? Oh, now I want to add some acrylic paints. And I'm actually going to do the opposite side of where I did my gelato pages. So these are my gelato pages. I've added gelatos, let them dry, watered them, and all that jazz. So for the other side, I think what I'm going to do, because I did want to show you what I did on the cover of the original album. And again, I'm going to work with all warm tones. So I have Adirondack acrylic paint dabbers here. I have terracotta, which is kind of an orange, like a dark rusty orange. And then I have Mountain Rose. I love this color. It's really pretty. It's almost like a coral color. And then I have Shell Pink. Okay. And basically for this, it's the same idea as the gelatos. Except paint you have to be a little more careful with because it's not always forgiving. It does get muddy when you go to mix the colors. So that's just kind of the way it goes. Yes. Yes, Sharon. Yes, I'm recording. Thank you for checking. You guys know that's not a good thing if we're not recording. So I am recording, so you can come back and watch this again later for if you want to refresh your brain on all the tips and things that I'm doing tonight. Oh yeah, these bottles are, oh gosh. Let's see if any will come out. I don't know, I might have to stick my paintbrush in there and dig it out. These are well loved and used, and it's probably about time that I get some more. Okay, So when all else fails and the little, these come actually with applicators on them, like little foam applicators. But I do prefer sometimes just to open them right up and dump them out. Depends on what I want to use them for. And then, of course, there's times where I use it and then I don't rinse it off and then it dries. Crusty hard. Yes, not good. Not good at all. And if it gets a little crusty hard, I just add a little water to it. Oh, boy. Oh, yeah, this one has seen better days. That's okay, because we're going to add some water to it. Oh, gosh, this poor paint. Let me just wipe this off. Okay, so I'm priming my canvas surface with some water, okay? And I've got to get this, some of this rose off. And I'm going to grab some of that pink. I gotta add a little more water to it though. So I'm just going to start being kind of liberal and just going into the canvas with my brush. And you can pick up 2 colors at one time or even 3 just by dipping the corners of your paintbrush into the different colors. And then it automatically will show up in streaks, and then the water will allow it to blend a little bit better. So you're going to see streaks of that light pink kind of come through, some of that red in different areas. And so this is basically what I did, like I said, for the cover, until I decided I wanted to show you the gelatos on the cover, because I thought that was kind of an interesting thing and I wasn't sure if you guys were as familiar. Okay, so you can see that my paintbrush is doing a lot of the blending for me. And because we're working with warm color tones, we're not going to get that muddy look like we would if we were using like blue with a pink, or you know, maybe even a brown with a green. I mean, you're just going to get kind of that muddy look. And if you're working with all warm tones, then you're pretty safe. And the other cool thing about acrylic paints is once it dries and you wanted to add like a layer of the light pink over the top, you could do that. And that's what's really forgiving and nice about these acrylic paints. So you can see some tones, some streaking, and basically I can just keep adding water to it and continue to work my brush into the canvas and let it continue to blend. Okay, and I could pick up a little bit of that terracotta and add it if I just felt that it was not dark enough in certain areas. Of course, the more you blend, the more it's all going to start to look like one color, so you don't want to overblend. I hope that makes sense. You want some of those tones to show through, and you want this to look a certain, have like a certain kind of artsy feel, you know, and almost like a watercolor painting on canvas or something, you know. So don't blend too much, but blend. And you'll start to see too that it will start to kind of all look the same color, and that's when you know that you've probably gone too far. Let it dry and start over again. You can do paint over paint once it's dry, and it's not a big deal. So if you mess up or anything, or you can, you know what you could do, if you messed up really bad, you could take a journal card and just cover the entire thing. Okay, so I mean, that's what's, you know, I don't know, that's what I would do. So that's another cool like little technique. And like I said, where's my cover? That's basically what I did on the cover, and I even added more water over here and just kind of brought the paint over and let some of that lighter tone kind of come through. Can you guys see that? Okay, and then for the cover, I used that same little journal card, and I placed him down over here in the corner, and then I started building up with my flowers. You know, I started with these 2 guys here, the bigger ones in the center, and then tucked in the other ones around. You know, you can add a little bling, you can add your leaves, and so forth. So we'll decorate another page that's dry so that we can kind of just see what the embellishments look like and have fun, right? And then I added some little alphas and a little title, and you know, of course, it's hard for me to stop. I want to just kind of keep going. But think about it. Think about adding chipboard and the, you know, little sculpture flowers and your bling and even the wood tickets. It all goes together, but it also makes your flower clusters much more interesting because you've got different textures, different surfaces, and things like that that you're going to use to build up, you know, a fun page like this. Okay. Thank you, Chris. Chris, it's here. Oh, and over here I just added a little, I took my favorite edge punch, which is that little tiny scallop one, and just added like a little extra little lip out here at the side of the album with some black cardstock. All right, and then I grabbed some polka dot ribbons, and these would just, I replaced the ribbons that it came with, and you can just use these to tie in the album. Okay, so now you know the painting technique, you know you can build your clusters, try different things too. Put it all together, do a staging. Don't put any glue on anything, just kind of play with these, and until you like it, then you can glue it down. And maybe even just get your flowers and leaves down and then start tucking in these other fun embellishments around it to see how it looks. Okay? Yeah, the black really makes it pop, I think. What do you mean where this is the album from? This canvas album is from, thank you, you guys. This canvas album is Prima. It's from our Donna Downey collection, Emma. I shall have to introduce you to it sometime up there in Canada land when I come visit again. Okay, sorry, I just gotta wipe off this surface to, yes, to make it a little bit less messy. I don't know about you guys, but I have to do this like all the time when I'm working on a project, just because I will dip, you know, my pink page into my green, you know, overspray from, you know, working. All right. So that's cool. So now I even have a darker page. I have a lighter page. And this one's already dry. So I think that we should just try some, let's just try some embellishing or something. You guys want to do that? Now these journal cards are really, really big. I really wasn't thinking about that too much when I chose these to work with, but I really love them because I think they're kind of cool. So one thing that we can do, if you know, I wanted to cover up, actually, let's do a plain side. Let's just do a side that's not colored at all. But we could actually make this journal card into a pocket. You guys want to do that? And then we'll leave the top part open. I think we should do that. Let's do it. I think it's a cool idea. Because not every page has to be colored either. It can be just kind of left as is because this cream color actually doesn't look too bad with this whole line. All right, so I just added glue to the sides and the bottom, and we have an instant pocket, and it's so cute. So now up here, we can add some little tags, some extra photos, and we can journal about it right here on the front. Okay, so moving on. Let's see what I want to work with. So I think I want to grab these kind of pretty teal flowers. Now some people may think, oh, these are kind of too overpowering for this line, but I don't think that they are. I think actually it kind of adds a little bit of pop and interest. And then I can actually anchor it all down. Now, I know I'm going to cut off the leaf because it's just not the right green color for me. So just simply turn your flower over and cut it off. Okay, you can save him for later. Okay, so I think I'm going to add him, and then I'm starting with my biggest flower that I wanted to work with, and then I can add some little guys too. So I can even add little bits of black, which like I said, is going to kind of anchor it a little bit. Oh, and then remember these? There's like even little felt bows. Like how cute would that be? Like up here in our flowers. Okay. Oh, and then let's see. Oh, I've got this really cute. I can add this one too. I've got this really cute, like kind of red one. So you can see how I'm starting to build this. I won't put this on yet. I'm just going to put these guys on here first. All right. All right, so You see all of my flowers are touching. They're kind of overlapping just a little bit. I could probably even move it up a little bit further from the corner just to give myself a little more room to build around here. So you don't have to start in the very corner and then you don't leave yourself any room to put anything else. Okay. And I'm going to grab a couple more of those gigantus leaves. Now, the one cool thing about these leaves, and I will tell you, is that we could even possibly, if a leaf like this was a little too big, we could even possibly just kind of trim it in half. Okay, now it looks a little bit funky, but I think it's kind of cool. Like the, you know, how the papers are kind of whimsical. And you can have just little bits of it showing. So it doesn't like totally take over your whole cluster. Yeah, I know, I'm kind of crazy like that. Some people would not have cut it in half, but I am going to. And then you could even have them kind of anchor. Let's see here. What was I going to do? I was going to have them kind of anchor a flower like that, like where they kind of spin off around the side maybe. I don't know. I can have them out like this. Sorry, I'm just kind of talking and playing as I go. All right. Now, what else do I want to add? I have another one of these little yellow guys. Maybe I can add him up here. That would be cute. All right, so now like I was saying, okay, so like we have our flowers, we have some leaves down, and you know what? That's kind of bugging me. So I think I'm going to put them next to each other, which defeats the whole purpose of cutting it in half, but that's okay. You know, it still looks kind of cute. And now, let's see. Oh, there's this cute little banner that says growing up here, and I think I want to add it up here. And maybe, you know, if you had a little piece of black ribbon, you could, you know, just kind of tie it through and have it just up here. And it just says growing. Now here's something cool that I wanted to show you. I can take this really light pink, if I wanted to, and just kind of rub it into the wood. And you can stain the wood piece a different color. And just rub that gelato in just like I would on the canvas. This one might be a little too light, but it looks kind of whitewashed. So it just kind of dark, it just lightened it up just a little bit if I felt like the wood, the brown of the wood wasn't, you know, quite to my liking. What other color could we add? Maybe a little bit of the darker pink might look good. Yeah, that's a little bit better. But what's cool is like these go right into the wood grain. And so now this wood piece is pink. It's pink wood. So I know it's kind of hard to see on camera, but I've turned it pink. A very light pink, but it is pink. Oh my goodness. And I could even add a little bit of red around the edges and just kind of enhance it a little bit too. There, now it's really pink. That's cool. All right, and then I can add this little pink guy up here. He'd be so cute. All right. And maybe what I'll also do is just add a couple more flowers around him. Hey, why not? What colors? Oh, I know. I'm going to do black. And I put glue on that, but I'm not going to use it right now. And this really pretty coral. So see how it's coming along? It's looking so cute. And it's not looking so cute just because I'm doing it. I'm saying it's looking cute because of these really sweet, awesome embellishments. Let's see, what can we do next? We could even add a charm. We could even, let's see, oh my gosh, it's an hour already, you guys. And you know what I want to do? I know I've said this in the past, but I really mean it this time. I can finish this album and decorate it and then like post it on my blog for you guys to see how it looks when it's all put together and done. I'm adding these little sculpey flowers in the corner. All right. So So you can see how you're just kind of adding little elements and they're interesting, and you know, you want to just tuck those little things in around there. You've got your little wood element up here. Again, you can add another little sculpey piece with this little cluster. Okay, so, and then let's just add some bling just for the heck of it. Here's my bling piece. Now, I love to take these guys and cut them up. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So remove them completely from the packaging and keep them on that cellophane piece that they come on. And then that's what you want to cut from. Okay. So just cut the little swirls. Cut at the intersections. And when I say that to people, they look at me like, what do you mean? But just cut where there's swirls. So if you see a swirl here, you might want to cut right here, just below it. Okay, and then you're going to peel it off of the, there's my little piece. I'm just going to peel it right off the backing and slap it down. And I can even put these guys, I should have added some Faber tack, but I didn't. You can even add them like overlapping your flowers. They don't have to be tucked underneath. They can be coming out from behind the bigger flower, and they just add a little bit of sparkle. And it does not bother me that it's just kind of sticking up a little bit. That doesn't bother me at all. You guys have any questions? Did I really Faber-Tack the bling? I do. I Faber-Tack everything, but you guys know I travel with these things sometimes, and when I travel with them, they get beaten up. And so if I don't add a little bit of extra glue, chances are that it's probably not going to stay on. So like my stuff is like the true test of any glue. You guys can give me any glue to try. I will do it, and I'll put it through the ringer and see if it holds. You'd need my address. Chris wants. Chris, you can make this, you know. All right. Sometimes an hour doesn't seem long enough. But do you see how I added just some sparkle down here, here, and I barely touched really that whole thing. I mean, I still have lots left over, but that's really how you kind of keep it and make it go a little bit further. And I will continue to add things up here as well. Yeah, Chris is talented too. But yeah, I think, you know, I could keep going, but like I said, what I'll do is I'll finish up these gorgeous pages that, you know, we've colored, we've put some time into them. We want to see all the embellishments used and decorated, and I can do that. I can finish this guy up and post it on my blog with the finished project and all of the pages inside. So I just think that this is going to be an adorable, fun little project, and hopefully there's another page finished. So I'll be able to get all that up there for you guys so you can see. You want to see the masked page? The masked page. You mean this one? No, I don't have it actually all finished because I don't know why. I started the cover and I was like, well, I'm going to do it on the show, and then, you know, I got into the coloring and some of the pretties. So thank you, Patty. Thank you so much. Good excuse. I know I'm a loser. But I promise it'll be all put together and finished. It's just been kind of crazy around, you know, the whole line, everything, the canvas albums, the Doodle Do collection, the masks, everything I used tonight was Prima, even the foam stamp. Yeah, I mean, pretty much everything except the gelatos. We can't take credit for those. I wish we could, because those are pretty cool. But Faber Castell has put those out, and they've done some amazing things. Now, here's another thing I wanted to tell you guys. Jen Matat is going to be on Live with Prima, not next week, but the week after. So next week, what's next week? Next week is the 24th, I think, and then the week after is the 31st. Okay, so Jen Matat, she is a design team member for Faber Castell, and she is going to color a canvas tote for us, and she is going to teach us all about the gelatos, all about the pit paint, or the pit brushes, the brush pens, and stamping, and doing all sorts of cool, crazy stuff. This was just like a basic introduction to gelatos, and she's the guru. She knows what she's doing. Are gelatos washable? Like if you got it on your clothing, yes. Yes, absolutely. They are. Thanks, Lynn. For bags and stuff. Okay, so once it dries, it's set in. Okay, so once you get it on the canvas, and it sets and dries, and then you spill something on it, yes, you'll be able to wipe something off without affecting the color for the gelato. So if you were to do a tote bag, you'd be okay. Kelly is calling. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for coming, you guys. I really appreciate it. You know, you guys are the sweetest. We have some great shows coming up. We have Marion next week, like I said, and then Jen Matat, and then we'll get our June schedule out and get that ready. We've got some classes going for that already. We have, oh, Stephanie Miller is going to come back in June and join us again. You know, Steph O'Gale. That's her YouTube name, and she was with us a couple months ago, so I asked her to come back. She's really fun and really sweet. What? Oh no, Lorena. What happened? Thank you, Emma. Thank you, everyone. How about Finn? You know, I did ask Anna to come back, and I haven't heard from her yet. I know she's been traveling and teaching, so she's got a big tour coming up in the U.S. soon, around CHA time, and that's in July. So I'm hoping that she'll come back on before her tour and just kind of give us a little taste of some of her beautiful techniques and designs, and that should be great. Oh no, Lorena. All right. Well, thank you so much. Thank you. And I hope you learned some cool stuff tonight. I hope you get to try this stuff out for yourself. I hope you like the collection. And like I said, I'll get more in detail and in depth with these pages and get them done for you so I can post them on my blog. It's meandmymaryjanes.blogspot.com. All right. Awesome. Great. Thank you so much.